Hello and welcome to the Chapter 1 Retake Review. You're watching this video because you want to retake Chapter 1 for geometry, so please make sure that you guys pay attention and listen. We're going to talk about the following topics in the videos that we have made for you guys. We're going to identify and label the figures. We're going to set up and solve segment equations. We're going to calculate midpoint and the distance. We're going to set up and solve angle equations. We're also going to define and sketch geometric terms. All of the things that you guys covered in Chapter 1, I'm going to go over in these videos. The first thing you guys need to know when watching these videos is these are all the steps you're going to need to do in order to retake the test for us. The first thing is you're going to need to watch each of the videos. There's going to be more than one video, so make sure you watch all of them, please. You're going to need to take notes on each of the topics. Not just the first video, but all of the videos. Please remember, if you want to, you can re-watch any of the videos you want. At the end of the last video, there's going to be review problems, so please complete the review problems and make sure that you turn those review problems in along with your notes. Let me repeat that. Turn in your notes and the review problems to your teacher. Then, last step is going to be to set up a time with your teacher to retake the whole test. The entire test within 10 school days. So make sure that you guys have 10 school days within 10 school days of the test that you took originally. So the first topic we're going to talk about, let's identify and label figures. So if you look, we have the picture over here, right there, that you guys want to look at. So look at this picture here. This is the picture we're going to reference. So the first thing we want to look at is to name 3 points that are collinear. Remember, collinear means that they are on the same line. We need 3 points on the same exact line. So if you look, we could use A, B, and C on the same line, or E, B, and F on the same line. Either one of those pairs or those sets of 3 would work. So remember, I said we could use E, points, E, B, and F, or points A, B, and C. Either set of points would work for this because they're all collinear to each other. As long as they're on the same line, like those 3 are and those 3 are, they're collinear. Give another name for line BC. Line BC is right here. That line goes on forever because of the top here. Notice that there's arrows on the top of this here. That means that that line goes on forever. So make sure you guys remember that. So when we look at that line, this line here, when we're looking at that line there, we got to make sure we look at which way they can go. So first thing we could do is we could flip BC and make it CB with the arrows on top. The next thing we can realize is that when we go from B to C, that line also goes through A. So we can use that point instead of one of these 2 points. So we could use AB, and then remember the easy, let's flip them, BA. We could also use AC, flip those to CA. Lastly, we can notice that this K down there, it's a little cursive K, that signifies that that line is called line K. Let me erase that so you guys can see there. That line right there is line K. So we can also write the line is line K. So if you notice, all I needed to do was do one name, and I did about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different names. I only had to give one name, I gave 6. The next one we need to talk about is we need to give another name for line segment EB. Notice that the line segment EB is a line segment because of the lines ending here. There's no arrows at the end. That means it's a line segment. That means it ends at the point E and B. Those are endpoints. It doesn't go on infinitely long. It stops at those. So the only way to rename that line segment is to flip the letters and put our line segment symbol on the top. Remember, when there's a line segment, We can't go on infinitely long, so we can't include F with the line segment EB. Next, two opposite rays. So if we look up here, remember opposite rays have the same endpoint, but then they go on infinitely long in opposite directions. So we need to look and realize there's only B that has the same endpoint and goes opposite directions through two other points. The first way it goes is through C. So I'm going to make that BC, and look where my arrow goes, making sure my endpoint is at the B and it goes through the C. And my partner with that is going to be going the opposite way through A. So my other ray is BA. There's another set of opposite rays up there. They also go through B. So we're going to start at B and we're going to go down through F. So BF, again, my endpoint is B here. So my line segment, the endpoint for my ray is at the B, and it goes infinitely through F. So we have to put that there. The next part is it goes up instead of down. So it goes through BF, or BE is its partner, making sure that the endpoint is the same for both of them. Last but not least, we need to give another name for plane P. If we look up here, plane P is that entire plane that we outlined here. I'm going to outline in blue for you. Now remember, a plane needs to either be named in the corner here or have 3 points that we use. On this plane, we can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 points that are on the plane. Those are shown with those points there. We can pick any 3 points we want to name the plane. I'm going to choose plane ABC. We could use D in there instead of C or B or A. So for instance, plane ABD would also work, substituting in D for C. Doesn't matter which 3 of those points we use, any 3 of them won't be correct for that plane. Alright, we are done with the first video, so make sure you took some good notes on that first part, talking about identifying and labeling figures. Next we're going to go and we're going to talk about setting up and solving segment equations, so make sure you watch the next video.